Carancal, the Tiny Hero, written by Rene Villanueva, illustrated by Cora Dandan Albano. Carancal was an unusual child. He was only as tall as the span of a hand. His parents have wondered since he was born, for no matter what they did, their child never grew. Carancal, Carancal, when will you grow? Will you forever be as small as the span of a hand? Carancal's parents were poor, but he knew that they loved him dearly. Carancal really wanted to help his parents, but they wouldn't let him. They didn't want Carancal to help with any of the chores because they were worried that he would have a hard time. Carancal was so small that he looked weak. But surprisingly, even though Carancal was tiny, he ate a lot. It was as if he never got full. He can finish a pot of rice, a cauldron of viand, a whole watermelon, and would sometimes even have 3 bunches of bananas for dessert. Carancal ate so much that his parents got even poorer. They worked even harder in the farm just to be able to feed Carancal. But as the days passed, Carancal's appetite grew even bigger, until there was nothing left to eat but 6 peppercorns. Carancal felt sorry for his parents. They were always tired from working hard every day, so one night, Carancal thought of looking for his own fortune. "Someday I will give you a good life," said Carancal to his snoring parents. The tiny child quietly left with only 6 peppercorns in his pocket. Carancal traveled far. Whenever he got hungry, he would grind a peppercorn and eat it to satisfy his hunger. One day, Carancal found himself in a town with no people. It was very quiet. Carancal looked around, but there was no one. Imagine his surprise when, beside the foot of a tree, he saw a huge pair of feet. When he looked up, there was a giant frowning at him, a giant with big, big nostrils. Carancal tried to run away, but it was too late. The giant picked him up by the collar and peered at the child, who was only as big as the span of a hand. Carancal was very scared because the giant might eat him. The giant held him close to his nose and sniffed and smelled. Carancal thought fast. He threw ground pepper at the giant. The bits of peppercorn flew in the giant's nose. The giant sneezed. One sneezed after another. Ha, ha, choo, ha, choo, ha, choo. The giant continued to sneeze until he lost his balance. He slipped and fell on the rocks. It was a good thing he didn't fall on Carancal. The giant died right away. Once they were sure that the giant was no longer breathing, people came out one by one from everywhere. They were so pleased with Carancal. The cruel giant had been spreading terror for a long time. Even the Datu was very pleased with Carancal. As a reward, the Datu told Carancal that he could wish for anything. Carancal thought hard before replying. Carancal asked for a big house for his parents and their own land to till. Carancal's parents were very happy when his wishes were granted. From then on, Carancal was known as the Tiny Hero, and in many towns you would hear people shouting, Carancal, Carancal, you're a true hero, even though you're only as big as the span of a hand. Carancal proved the saying that although you're small, you can still be good, talented, and a big help. The end.